He was gangling and splay-legged and looked better suited for pulling a plow. And even the bargain basement price that bought him seemed outrageous. But the ugly duckling grew into a swan with afterburners. And when Seattle's Slew won the Triple Crown in 1977, he captured the love and loyalty of all those railbirds for whom answered prayers are forever just one race away.
The familiar scene of the Twin Spires here in Louisville, Kentucky for the 103rd running of the Kentucky Derby. They're up. Seattle Slew broke slowly. Breaking on the lead, it's Bob's Dusty on the inside. For the moment, showing speed on the outside, gets the lead.
And the very first thing I heard the track announcer say, Seattle Slew breaks poorly. And he did. And he was sort of trapped behind most of the horses in that field. Kruger was lucky he didn't go off.
When he came out of the gate, the wall of horses appeared in front of him. And Little Hole appears, boom, he goes right through it.
Seattle Slew has moved up along the inside and has moved into second.
He just sort of barged his way through. He just went, it was like a bowling ball and bowling pins. He just said, look, get out of my way, I'm going.
Coming by us, for the moment, the leader, a half Seattle Slew now draws alongside.
Before they passed the wire the first time, Kruger brushed 3 horses aside and took second behind the pace setter.
For the moment is along the inside, ahead in front, Seattle Slew is second.
Horses don't run the first quarter of a mile in the Kentucky Derby that way and get away with it. And I thought he's fatally compromised.
I'm thinking to myself, that had to take its toll on Seattle Slew. But this has to be a tired horse now. Well, he just kept running.
Head of the stretch, for the moment, Seattle Slew still battering up together.
He was Seattle Slew right next to me. Wow, he was getting quick. And I looked, and there he was, like this, like looking at me. Never noticed a horse I can look at it, but he looked at me. But Seattle Slew just kept looking at me, passed me, and took every other challenge from behind. And I said to myself, the horse is a champion.
It's Seattle Slew, however, that takes it over at the head of the stretch. Seattle Slew moving away, now opens 2.5.
Once he swung into stride, there was going to be any stopping him. I mean, he was clearly the class of that field, and you knew that it was going to be Slew's day.
Coming to the wire, Seattle Slew opens it to 4 lengths. At the finish, it's going to be Seattle Slew, and he's going along easily. He wins it by about 2 lengths.
It looked like the divine tailor had made his coat one size too small because he popped out of it. This horse had muscles on his eyebrows. He had muscles bulging all over the place.
Seattle Slew was a tough horse. He was all boy all the time, 24 hours a day. He was almost the anti-hero. He was like Mike Tyson with the dark trunks, no socks, just the gladiator.
He embodied all of the traits that you would need. He was strong, and he was tough, and he was quick, and he had reactions.
He was really conceited, arrogant, and cocky. And one of the hallmarks of this is that I'm going to the lead. And if anybody can keep up with me, good luck.
Most people kept thinking that Seattle Slew was a fluke, that he doesn't have what it takes. He doesn't have the pedigree to be a great horse, much less a Triple Crown winner.
And Andy Beyer picked Cormorant to beat him in a Preakness, and there were a lot of people that thought Cormorant might beat him.
I was not all that impressed. I think her case could have made that he really was somewhat overrated. Another horse like looked Seattle Slew in the eye, and they raced head and head.
Swing around the clubhouse turn, it's Seattle Slew on the outside. Cormorant along the rail, and Max tries as they swing around the turn.
Seattle Slew was the boss. And he acted like it from the start to the finish. Anytime he wanted them, I got you. That extra overdrive.
It's Seattle Slew, iron front, shoots, starts on the outside. Coming over to the finish, Seattle Slew gets bumped by 2 lengths. Well, there he is. Seattle Slew has taken another step on the road to greatness, winning the Preakness Stakes in 1:54 and 2/5. That's just 2/5 off the record set by Cañonero II.
Great horse moved with purpose, staying within the field.
And they're off. For the lead on the inside now, Seattle Slew goes for the lead. He has the lead as they move through the stretch.
I remember the first fractions were unbelievably slow. I thought, oh, is there anything wrong with this horse?
Then on the backstretch, Seattle Slew picked up the pace, his legs gathering ground with the steadiness of a locomotive leaving town.
He was moving so easy that Gene never even tapped him. And man, he opened up 5 or 6 around the quarter pole. It was over. Dude, I mean, you'd have to have an airplane to catch him.
It's Seattle Slew holding on, however, and now he pulls away to a length again. Spirit Level is second ahead, and Run Dusty Run is third.
I looked up and I said, it's all over. Because he can sprint home from there.
In the stretch, here he comes, and he's opening up again. It's Seattle Slew, and he's drawing clear of the field. Seattle Slew has 4 lengths on Run Dusty Run. It's Run Dusty Run in second, and Sam Hepburn third. Then nearing the finish line, it's still Seattle Slew, and he's opening up to 4.5. Then Run Dusty Run and Sam Hepburn.
When Gene Kruger raised his stick before he crosses the finish line, my first thought was, don't fall off. My second was, yes.
Winning the mile-and-a-half race by 4 lengths, Seattle Slew indelibly imprinted himself on American turf history. The 10th Triple Crown winner, he was the only horse to have won the honor without suffering a single loss.